Let me bring Julie back. Julie, isn't this the point? You don't have to enter these things. They are a competition. I used to judge Britain's Got Talent and America's Got Talent. We'd have all sorts of people on with all sorts of talents. No one was forcing them to be there. There's no gun to these young ladies' heads. They're on it because they want to show off their beauty. And last time I checked, we are allowed to celebrate the beautiful female form, as indeed we are to celebrate the beautiful male form. I mean, you're looking at it.
I had your producer told me that I would be debating with two women about this, I would have chosen not to come on the programme because I will not argue with women about the choices they make. My argument is against the men that set these conventional beauty standards, that impose these standards on girls and women growing up, most of whom feel that they are being judged and that they are being demeaned.
They've literally just said the complete opposite.
More or less than their own
Julie,
beauty
I think,
standards.
honestly, I say this with great
the competitiveness between women is the worst thing possible when actually we need to stick together. So I wouldn't have chosen to come on the programme had I known I was debating with these two women because my argument isn't with them, it's with the men that uphold these standards.
Right, but what you're conveniently ignoring is we've had two women who've taken part in these pageants who both say that there's no problem. The women all enjoy being on it. They'd like a bit of friendly competition. They're all supportive of each other. They don't feel remotely bothered about men objectifying them because as many women watch it as men. I really don't see what the problem is.
And there are thousands and thousands of testimonies from women all over the world since the 1960s that have been in beauty pageants that talk about hideous misogynistic treatment by men, where they talk about rape and sexual assault, sexual harassment, and being thrown away and discarded once they get to the age of 27, which is the age limit, and being told that they're over the hill. So there are stories that we haven't heard tonight, and I would tell your viewers, maybe go and do a little bit of Google research and have a look at the stories.
OK, well, so let me ask you this then. How do you feel then about public beaches, high streets where women march around in bikinis, especially?
My issue isn't with nakedness or nudity. My issue is with the value placed upon women competing with each other for who has the perfect in the eyes of sexist men that judge women by their looks,
come off it.
body,
honestly, I've got to say, Julie,
my issue is not with nakedness.
Julie, I think it's such a lame thing to say that it's just sexist men that watch these things. They don't. I know loads of women who love watching beauty pageants and admiring the beauty, as they do, by the way, when they buy women's magazines and see beautiful women on the cover, often very famous.
I don't want to hold women up.
No, you don't want to blame any women for anything. It's all ugly men like me. It's my fault.
For sexism.
Listen, we've got to end it there, but I make no apology. Julie, I make no apology for admiring the beautiful female form, including yourself and my two other guests.
And I wouldn't ask you to, Piers.
I know. I'm just offering my appreciation of Miss North London. Is that OK?
And Julie, I think it's important to note, like I had said earlier, that my panel of judges was solely women that were successful in their industry. So I wasn't strutting my stuff up there, answering on-stage questions to men, as you keep mentioning. Thankfully, I do believe
I would say, though, look, we've got to leave it there, Sarah, but I would say, honestly, Sarah Rose, I would say, just because men like watching beauty pageants doesn't make us all a bunch of sexist pigs. You can appreciate a beautiful woman in the most non-sexist manner
I never used the
term
pig.
You could just say you like beauty. I admire beauty. I like it in all guises. I like a beautiful Arsenal football player as much as I admire a beautiful woman at a beauty pageant. Thank you, Julie. We've reached a point of agreement, I think, or at least acknowledgement. I'm allowed to like beautiful things. Lovely to speak to all three of you. Thank you very much indeed.